we do it. Where you catch us that we be in that pulpit. Always catch a vibe, we a movement. You should just subscribe because we too lit. They want that podcast, yeah, they want that podcast. They want that podcast, yeah, they want that podcast. They want that podcast, yeah, they want that podcast. They want that podcast, watch them scream out, ah, yeah.
It's a vibe every time. Don't believe us? Well, come through.
Come through.
It's the Pulpit Podcast, baby. Season 4. Episode 102.
Yeah.
What the business is. It's that man with the plan Big Cash. And that's Cuz with the buzz Big Bo. And you know we got that food for your soul. Now you know we got to do a disclaimer. The disclaimer is a beautiful thing because like I said before, and I've established this so many times, we're trying to protect the listener who might not dig what we saying. I mean, it's not a lot that don't dig what we saying, but it's some that be like, oh, y'all outlandish, y'all cuss too much, y'all talk about some crazy. So I'm trying my best to help you out so you don't hear any of this. So without further ado, the Pulpit Podcast is not a gospel or religious podcast.
Say it again.
I said, you know I got to do it. I said, the Pulpit Podcast is not a gospel or religious podcast, but we are bringing the gospel in the form of information straight like that. And y'all know this podcast is based on the foundation of positivity, motivation, inspiration, and most importantly, love. So we don't do anything without a weekly affirmation. And I got something for us. To avoid disappointment, take people for what they are, not what they could be.
Yeah.
Hey, I'm saying, you know, sometimes, you know, what was the famous poet saying? I think it's Maya Angelou. When people show you who they are, believe them. I don't give too many chances. Like, if you show me with your actions and then your words also correspond with one another, hey, that's who you are.
So you are.
And then some people I actually can understand them better. It's like how people's like, how do you like Kanye West? Because he says he's an asshole. So if you say you're an asshole and people think you're an asshole, sounds like consistency to me. Yeah, so,
consistent.
Hey, so if I like him, you know what I'm saying, for what he brings to the table, I know he's an asshole. So, you know, that's the key. I don't like people who switch up. I don't like the wishy-washy folks, you know what I'm saying? One day they're an asshole, next day they want to be your best friend. Nah.
Stay the asshole.
Stay the asshole. Stay the asshole. We don't need you over here. You feel me? We don't trust you. Hey, but it's me and Bo. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? We had a good guest last week. You know what I'm saying? We had a good time last week. And we always have a good time with our guests. But sometimes we just need to decompress and just talk our shit. You know what I'm saying? And just, you know, just do the cousin thing like we do on a regular basis, but we doing it for, you know, the video. So, Cuz kind of brought something to my attention. It was just like, why can't people respectfully voice their opinion?
Hey, man,
and I just wanted to kind of like have a discussion between Cuz, you know what I'm saying? Like we had a discussion, but we're going to have it for the people that might help somebody else who goes through this. In your mind, in your mindset, in your humble opinion, what do you think the reason is why people can't?
Well, I don't know if it's narcissism or low self-esteem where people feel the need that you have to agree with what they're saying.
Yeah.
Whereas if you don't agree, but you're not, you know, judging, or you know, you have your ideology, you have your perspective.
Say that.
You know, your thought process, and you think like this. It's not saying you're right or wrong. This is just how I think. These are just my ideas, my opinions.
Yeah.
But somebody who might be narcissistic, or like I said, low self-esteem, feel a type of way when you don't agree with them, and they'll lash out and basically show you like, okay, this is no reason to lash out
at all.
And it can cause even more conflicts because, you know, depending on who the person is that you lash out on, like they might be on some, you know, come back right back at you with some, and then you like, okay, well, we was just but you took it personal, or you took it another direction. So I'm gonna take it this direction. But I've learned through my experiences, because I have gone through that. Nowadays, when people do lash out like that now,
tell them what I know what you're about to say. Tell them
I'm cool.
Bow out.
You basically you played your cards to me now.
Yeah, showed your hand.
You showed your hand, so it's like, okay, I'm cool.
And it's funny because it goes along the line like we was telling Jasmine, you know what I'm saying, about mental health, right? And when I say this, like I told you, it's like you always got to know what part you played in it, right? And that lets you pull away from it, right? The part you play in it is giving people a pass to keep doing things. So it's like, okay, it's a whole group of folks. They talk this way, da-da-da-da, right? If that's not your thing, but you say, oh, I'm going to just be cool with it, da-da-da-da, because they cool, however you want to roll with it, you are empowering them to disrespect you, to keep talking the way they talk, or whatever it may be. It can be any situation. Once you feel a certain type of way, it is the power that God has given us all is to take yourself out of the situation. They might be comfortable with you being there. You might literally be their self-esteem punching bag. Maybe they don't feel good about themselves, so it's easier to punch down on you. And if it's easier for them to punch down on you, and you stay there, then that's on you. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's almost like the same correlation of if a woman's in a domestic violence relationship, right? And the dude just keeps on exhibiting behavior that's violent. He's put hands on her. And she keeps on saying, oh, it's okay. It's just who he is. It's okay. He'll change. At some point in time, come on now. You got to grab up them kids while he going to work. Get out of there. Man. Or grab yourself up. You have to take yourself out of these situations. Period. You can't let people have power over you. And people always say, well, I'm an independent adult. Obviously, you're not, because you literally can change your situation with one action.
I'm going to say something about like the green and different things. Like the Club Shay Shay doing the interview with Amanda Seales.
Yeah.
I was trying my best because I'll admit it, I'm not the biggest fan of Amanda Seales.
Okay. And that's perfectly fine. That's your God-given right.
There's a few things she done
rubbed you the wrong way.
Rubbed me the wrong way. So I already was like, I'm not really checking for the interview, but so many things came out, different little clips, and then I watched her interaction, and it was more about he didn't agree with what she was saying at the time,
and she couldn't let it go,
and he's just like, I'm just giving different options of what might be, but he ain't really saying like I agree or don't agree.
What people don't get is when you're doing an interview, I have to, especially what type of show that you host. If you base it on the premises of keeping it 100 and always standing on business and saying what you feel, we're not going to agree.
Man.
So like Shannon said, I don't know where you were raised up at, but where I was raised up at, that type of mentality wasn't allowed or spoke of.
Right.
And so what you have to do is be like, okay, Shannon, I understand that. I respect your side. And that's what I always tell people. It's on Facebook, any social media platform, even this platform. When we do what we do and I post something and somebody disagree, I'm going to say my opinion, give it context. So it's just not a wild take. You can say your opinion. I am adult enough and mature enough to be like, okay, I can see where you're going with that. I still don't rock with it, but I can respect where you're coming from, and I see how you came up to that point. But what we will do is, before it gets worse than what it might already been, you know what I'm saying, you going back and forth. You can always tell me you're going back and forth. Somebody's in their feelings or the words start to be a little bit mincing, you know what I'm saying, whatever. What I'll say is, we can agree to disagree. Let's move on. and I swear it's the golden words because it keeps it mutually respectful. You're not belittling somebody's point, you know what I'm saying, belittling somebody's point or comment or thoughts. You're just saying, hey, we're never going to see eye to eye. I don't care how much you talk. You're not going to sway my opinion. I'm not going to sway your opinion. So let's just do the mature adult thing and leave the conversation as is. And that's the same way with leaving a situation of people who are not good for you or make you feel some type of way all the time when you talk or when you express your opinion. So, yeah.
And it lets me know once we've got to that point, there's no more debating.
Yeah, no more debating.
Yeah, like even if you pose this question or ask me to, I'd be like, figure it out.
Yeah, you don't need my opinion.
Yeah, because if I say my opinion and you don't agree with it, then
y'all
what?
Killing me.
You gonna lash out on me again?
Yeah, killing me.
Hey.
That's like I said. That's the funny thing about it. When the cousins get together, it's so many different characteristics and personalities. Right? We can have disagreements, but I guarantee you, it never results to the point of, well, I don't want to talk to him no more, or I don't want to be in the same room with him no more, or step outside type deal. You know what I'm saying? Like, we could just be like, man, fuck what you talking about. You know what I'm saying? And be done with it. You know what I'm saying?
Crack a joke.
Or crack a joke.
Crack a joke, about the whole situation.
But that means you have love. The basis, the foundation, the love is there, so you never let it get out of pocket, and you're an adult enough to cool your head before you fly off the handle. And a lot of people just don't have that, man. And that's the problem. All right, so we're going to go ahead and move on. So it was a funny question that I had seen on social media. And it was like, what is the perfect age gap between siblings? I asked Bo this a little earlier. He said he really didn't think about it, but maybe he can say something now. You know what I'm saying? I gave him a little.
To me, there isn't. Okay. You coming from a guy, my youngest brother is 18 months younger than me.
Mm-hmm.
So they thought we were twins, period.
Yep.
Basically. Then my older brother, he's 5 years older than me.
Mm-hmm.
And then my oldest brother is 13 years older than me.
Uh-huh.
And so just the way we grew up, the way we still interact with each other still now, it never seemed like I wish, or they were, a closer age. Cause like, I kind of appreciated that, the way I was raised, I had a brother that was 13 years older than me. He really was the lieutenant. You know what I'm saying?
Kept you on line.
Yeah, he the one, he the one that taught me how to cook, how to start barbecuing, how to put grills together, while Pops, he working, he trying to make sure, he
was the man of the house while Pops was out. Yeah.
He was the one, teaching me and showing me some things. So like, I wouldn't want that guy to be in the closer range because we playing in the same field. Whereas, I really did a lot of learning. And then, with the brother that's 5 years older than me, I really learned how to stand up for myself because he didn't like me. Because
he didn't like me.
Because he was the baby boy, and then all of a sudden I come in here and
you stole his shine.
He stole his shine, so he was on me. So like that made me like
stand up for yourself.
Stand up like when I left the house. I'm stand up.
I already did this at home, so if y'all do it on the outskirts, it's a problem.
And I can slap you too,
right?
On top of that. And then with the younger brother, being 18 months, and like I said, almost twins. It's like that was my best friend. That's still my best friend.
Facts.
Like because of the years and just how we was into everything at the same time.
Right.
The cartoons,
that's true, man. That's true.
Comic books.
Definitely the cartoons and comic books.
Then the girls, and then
girls.
And then he was in the art. I was in the music. You know what I'm saying? So like
creative vibes.
I really appreciate the year gaps.
Okay.
That we have. I think it worked out.
Yeah. I think for me, I would have liked to see all my siblings in high school together. I think that would be a dope situation. You always got to have an older one. You know what I'm saying? 2-3 years, a little bit more, whatever, right? But if you could get that last one, like for example, if it had been like I have a sister, I have a younger brother, right? If my sister was a senior and I was either a sophomore or a junior, and we could have got my younger brother in there as a freshman or sophomore, that would be dope. A dope high school experience, right? And if you go off to college, y'all could go to the same college, or y'all could venture or whatever, but y'all in the same realms of experiencing things. And the older ones always gonna look out for you. You know what I'm saying, as far as you saying like help cook and keep in line, they should have learned these things prior and got the privilege to do these type of things. You know what I'm saying, because they were older. So for me, I like maybe like the 2, the 1. You know what I'm saying, like year, but have it similar. Right now we're at 3 and 5. You know what I'm saying? It's our difference. So me and my brother, they call us like twins, but you know what I'm saying? Like he's 5 years younger than me. You feel me? But it would have been dope to have him be, you know what I'm saying? Like I'm showing him the way. He's having an easier rope. You know what I'm saying? I came in under an easier rope because she set it down. You know what I'm saying? So I think it's a nice, some kids struggle with high school. You know what I'm saying? The introduction to high school, being a freshman, I think that's a good support and foundation basis that was already laid if you got your siblings like that. So it's just something to think about or whatever. Y'all can let us know what y'all think. And I'm saying y'all might be on both sides and want it further out, or y'all want to be on my side and have it a little bit more closer. So
your brother was so big, he he was a kid hanging out with us, but they thought he was. They thought he 15, 16 years old. It's like, nah, he only about 10, 11.
Yeah, he sure was. I remember we was out downtown one
Circle City Classic,
and he had no business being with us.
Yeah.
So he got schooled to the game earlier about what goes down out there, and he didn't run.
He said, somebody pushed me in the car.
And he didn't. I mean, like he wasn't like frazzled. You know what I'm saying? He just didn't know what to do in these situations. So I was more alarmed that I know he don't know what to do in this situation, and anybody harm my brother, we gonna turn this motherfucker out, MC Hammer style for real, like seriously. So that's all I was worried about. But it's good times, you know what I'm saying? Like me and him, we're like close to all our siblings like that, you know what I'm saying? So it's a good vibe. And I never understand how people don't have good vibes with their siblings, but I know things that come about and people do things that create rifts in those relationships. Right. So it's kind of, but still, where we come from, it's hard for me to get it, you know what I'm saying, regardless. But all right, so we'll go ahead and go to the next thing. So I've been debating with folks, predominantly women, which is expected, about this Chris Brown, Quavo, this. And I'll just start it off, right? Basically, I am saying, I get it. Chris Brown is the ladies' man. So Quavo's going to lose his battle on perception alone and fan base alone. He could have made the hottest diss record ever. It's Chris Brown. Most women know Chris Brown for singing, his looks, whatever it is that they love, his dancing. Chris Brown has multiple things women engage toward. He was going to lose regardless. But my problem was that they were saying that the Quavo diss was just whack, it's trash. And I'm like, that is not true. It's literally, if you would listen to Quavo's diss record first, you would have been like, okay, that's a nice song. Now, Chris shit is scathing and hard, you know what I'm saying? How he's rapping, and it's probably the shock value because motherfuckers really didn't know Chris Brown could rap. They only know him as a singer.
We know he can rap.
Some
he
don't.
Put out some rap songs.
I'm saying most of the people who listen to music know he can rap, but some people were in shock and awe that he rapped. Like, Chris Brown rapped? I didn't know that. Some people only know him for singing. Chris Brown been rapping for a long time.
Yeah.
On a lot of tracks. So I was just like, okay, well, I know Chris got bars. And my point is that in those type of battles, that's why I can see why some people don't respond. It's not that you can't take the person off the bars or the music, right? The public perception is not going to be in your favor.
At all.
You go against a popularity giant.
Man, this is how bad it is. You know, I got a Takeoff t-shirt. And I had, this right after both their disses came out. I got on my Takeoff t-shirt, and my ex, she was FaceTiming her sister, which is my sister-in-law. So I'm just, speaking, hey, how you doing, sis?
Yeah.
She's like, oh, how you doing? And then she looks, she's like, is that Quavo on your shirt?
Is that Quavo?
I was like, nah, that's Takeoff. She's like, oh, okay, he cool. Cause he was talking about my baby. Like
they get, that's what I'm saying. And it's personal.
And then just like Chris, Chris did give him the business. I think
he gave him the.
I think it's his flow that he came.
His flow was harder. The beat was harder.
But Quavo does never rap like that.
Quavo is a song maker.
Yeah, he's more he got a different bop.
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying? Like
Quavo was doing a diss record off the Migos style. Like that's how you know it. He still was being a Migo at the
time. Now maybe on the next one, if they have another one, you know what I'm saying? He might get a little.
I don't think he should do. You're not a battle. If you're not a battle rapper.
Yeah,
don't step in that zone. Anybody can talk about anybody. Your best bet is to just get on the album and talk shit. Don't make it a rap. Like just talk shit about the person. If I'm a hit maker or a song maker, you know what I'm saying, that's all I know how to do, I'm not about to battle somebody who battles or who can say some scathing shit. Or when I hear what they saying, I'm like, I'm not even gonna fuck with that.
I just got a thought. I just want to pose a question because the baby just came out, had some interview.
I've seen that.
Where he said, some other rapper who he is actually cool with.
Trying to be a fake beef.
Yeah, and I'm like, I'm looking at this situation kind of like, where did this really come from?
Well, this ain't a fake beef because this has legs. They've been beefing against each other about it's a woman in the base of it. And matter of fact, it's a couple women. It's Karrueche. It's
Did Quavo
Saweetie.
Did Quavo mess with Karrueche?
I'm not sure about that. I'm just saying these women have been called into the beef, right? So it's definitely over women that they don't like each other. And they try to beat up Chris Brown a long time ago. The Migos try to jump Chris Brown. So this is like real beef. Like they don't like each other. Once you put hands on somebody, it's go beyond a diss record. You know what I'm saying? This is real life. Like if I see you on site.
That one line just saying it should have been you. That's like a double. It's like
that's a double.
You dissing my dead nephew at the same time dissing me.
And you dissing me. Like you wishing death. And no, even a diss, you're wishing death upon me, which is a whole nother ball game.
So I was like,
so you know, I just want people to stop. I get it. Chris Brown's your guy. But just say the truth. There's no way possible you could listen to that Quavo song and be like, it's trash. Now, I give you 2 trash diss records I've heard recently. Melly Mel to Eminem was trash, and he's a legend. I'm talking about trash. Benzino's rap to Eminem. Trash. You know what I'm saying? When you listen to a song, you like, man, turn this shit off. And there's a diss record to get you hype, stop it. You know what I'm saying? Even the Kanye West, right? Like, it ain't dope lyrics. Kanye West is talking shit, but he riding the track. He say some silly shit, and they changed the beat on it. You know what I'm saying? It has listen appeal, right? That's the key. All you want is somebody to listen to it, right? Then he took a shot at Puffy. Look at how many shots he took. He said, I just fucked the bitch in a Sean John tank top. That's the first line. Like, he on some bullshit. Like, you know what I'm saying?
Always on some bullshit.
He on some bullshit. You know what I'm saying? But Ye also is doing the 50 thing. Ye got a lot of things going on with his Yeezy website. You know what I'm saying? Promoting his own shit or whatever, right? What's the best way to bring attention to yourself is getting involved in a beef. It's easy.
Hey.
Plus, one thing about it is he don't like Drake, really. They've had this on and off weird-ass relationship, but it's not like he just jumped in there and just said some shit about a person he's never said any shit about. They have been having riffs for like the last 5 to 7 years over multiple things. It could be more. It could be more. But they don't like each other. Then probably their PR people say, hey, you guys need big in the hip hop community. Why don't you guys just, dead to beef? You 2 giants, y'all don't need to be beefing. Y'all got a lot of money, a lot of notoriety and fame. It just ain't gonna happen. For some reason, they don't like one another. And they take shots at one another through the albums consistently. Kanye will be like, everything is cool, and next thing you listen to a Drake verse, and he showed and took a shot.
Man.
Hell, he put his old wife on a fucking track called Slut Me Out. And it was already details that they might have messed around, but it's just in your head. If you thought somebody fucked your wife, I'm gonna have problems with you. You know what I'm saying? Like, you say you didn't, but you keep on making innuendos like you did. Hey, so it's on. So I want y'all to just, like, people need to start getting abreast of situations before you talk. You know what I'm saying? When they was like, oh, Ye just jumped in there. No, Ye, he has a reason to say Drake. Now, I don't know about the J. Cole line. But, okay, so J. Cole, I actually think it is because he made that song called False Prophets.
Wow, back.
And I don't think J. Cole actually owned it and said he was talking about Kanye West. I'll have to go back and look. But Kanye West knew he was talking about it because that was that time Kanye was on the Jesus plight, you know what I'm saying, and changing his raps and wasn't cussing and doing this type of stuff. And J. Cole made a song called False Prophets. I mean, like, it coincides. So he has right to shoot back darts at these dudes. That's hip-hop, man. You ain't got to forget who did you or wronged you in hip-hop because it literally a beat could come on and you just be like, you know what, I'm about to talk about these niggas on this song.
Yeah.
And that's hip-hop, and you got to love it.
Yeah, you got to have an inspiration.
Got to have an inspiration. You had to have a muse for your diss.
Hey, you'd be like, hey, man, that one nigga from around the corner back. Yeah.
I'm feeling that beat brought it out of me. Matter of fact, you'll put on a beat, and you'll just be like, I'm on my girl shit right now. You know what I'm saying? I'm about to talk about some shit. And when you write with your pen, if it's on your head, it will come out like that.
Man.
It literally will. So that's crazy. All right, so we got to talk about the NFL draft. I mean, I know y'all, I didn't watch it all heavy like that. I do know some of the players, some key players like Caleb went to the Bears.
Of course.
Marvin Harrison, where did he go to?
I believe it was the Chargers. I believe it was the Chargers.
Marvin Harrison went to, I don't think he went to the Chargers.
Oh, did he go early?
Arizona. I think he went to Arizona.
The Cardinals? Okay.
Yeah. Marvin Harrison went to Arizona. You had Jaden McDaniels had went to
should have been Minnesota.
Yeah, he went to Minnesota. You have
the big talk has been Michael Penix.
Michael Penix going to the Falcons. Yeah.
A lot of folks, kind of upset at that pick. But I'm like, man, their quarterback is coming off a season-ending injury,
an Achilles injury, which is career-ending normally.
Career-ending. So it's like, and then here it is. You got a chance to get a quarterback that can be good for the next 8 to 10 years.
Man, facts.
Man, you got to take.
I think
that
you know
pick.
what? And the investor, the GM, and the owner who were making the deals, and they were saying that Kirk Cousins was mad because his team didn't know that they were going to pick a quarterback, and they didn't tell them to when he was on the clock. I don't gotta tell you shit. We just paid you $100-something million, and Stephen A. Smith talked about this. We paid you $100+ million, $100 guaranteed, off of an Achilles injury. If that don't show you that we think you're the man, I don't know what does.
Man.
So why would you feel inferior or feel some type of way? This is insurance in case you get hurt again, or that Achilles have not healed the way it needs to heal. We got somebody in the waiting. You know what I'm saying? And it's our future.
But another thing with the NFL draft that's actually been big talk today, and it's actually Coach GM. He dropped a soundbite a little earlier where he went a little ham. But we drafted a wide receiver yesterday, and he was basically a first round projection. But he had like some little flaws in his history, a little background stuff that made him drop basically to the second round, and the coach took him.
Yeah.
Well, then people start putting out this information trying to make him look bad,
trying to run him down, and why we took him. They always do that though.
And our GM, the coach GM, he got on there like, this is bullshit. He's like, these are still kids.
And you trying to kill them. They made mistakes, and they're trying to get away from the mistakes by being an adult, being a pro athlete, you know what I'm saying? Trying to get away from what situation they used to be in, and you still trying to bring it back up at a most joyous moment of their life currently, you know what I'm saying? It's just like the dude that got shot for the Redskins. When he came back from getting shot, I forget his name, his running back, but he had got shot in some type of street shit, you know what I'm saying, whatever. And all they bring up, he's coming. It's not like a inspirational story. Like he bounced back from getting shot and he's still doing his thing. It's more or less like you always want to tie him to shooting and the street shit. You know what I'm saying? Every time you bring him up, like kill it. Once he came back that first year, okay, we get it. He did what he did. He came back from it. Cool, let it go. But every time, if that's your main title before you introduce somebody, we know what you're trying to do.
Man,
seriously. I think Drake May, he went to the Patriots, which is a shocker. They didn't think he was going to be a top 5 person. I think what's the dude from Michigan, the champion, McCarthy. I don't know where he went to.
Yeah, I forget where he went.
But he got in the top 10. I do know that. So, and then Caleb got the dude from Washington, the wide receiver. I think his name is Ozuze, something like that. He's a dope-ass receiver, probably like top 1 or 2 in the college association or whatnot. And then I think you have Neighbors. Neighbors came from LSU and played with Jaden Daniels. He went to a nice team. So, yeah, it's time to start up. That season will be rolling around real quick, but we got to talk about the season that is present at hand.
Boy.
And that is the NBA playoffs.
Man, it's fun. It's exciting. I mean, just, you know what? Now, it was funny last night,
it's like that.
It's like that, hanging out, auntie frying fish.
We had a good time, a good family time.
Pops over. But I was like, we've been doing this. You know what I'm saying? Like, I remember back in the days, my high school open house.
Oh, fat.
We got on the Pacer game because I want to say Pacers was playing Orlando. All kind of family
everybody
over,
hyped
cooking,
up.
Everybody watching the game, into it. And then they did not win that game.
But this one turned out better.
But we would have been feeling bad if they did not win that
everybody
game.
Was, and it was like had you on. It was a cliffhanger. It was like 2 overtimes, big threes being shot by Middleton. Props to Middleton. He he played his ass off last night, and then shots to our star Halliburton. So we was all like getting on his case, like, man, come on, man, do something.
Man.
And he showed up big at the biggest moment.
So
he
made a couple plays.
Pacers up 2-1. Hopefully they can close out the series. I did hear that Dame Lillard has a bruised Achilles and is very, very doubtful for Game 4. So I'm looking into.
He was limping around that whole game.
Right, but I'm just saying now that they kind of gave a diagnosis, when you have a bruised Achilles, they going to play that. They going to play, hey, we don't want you to get back in the game and tear it.
Yeah.
Then you out for the next whole season, you feel me? And then you already got Giannis, who could potentially.
He had the same thing.
I'm going to tell you this. Sometimes you just know it ain't your season. And I know people hate to hear this and go out in the first round, but I would not play Giannis or Dame with those type of situations, knowing that you might lose this series anyway with both of them. You know what I'm saying? Because Giannis really has an eerie similarity to Kevin Durant as far as, having a calf injury, letting it set for a little bit, came back in that game, played, looked like he was killing, got on like 10 points straight, went up, towards Achilles, setback. You know what I'm saying? So learn from you. This is what you see. Learn sometimes from things that have happened that are similar. Don't think just because Giannis is Superman that he can just always, go outside, injuries and stuff like that. He bounced back from injuries a lot, but that one's a big one. So stay away from that. Then we got...
Is it about to be an end of an era?
Me and Kellen was just talking about this. It is so sad that Steph, LeBron, and KD are struggling so bad. Steph don't even make it to the playoffs.
I don't think it's sad.
LeBron might be getting swept. It's sad because I say this in the instance of you might not win championships, but we're not used to you not even being in the playoffs. We're not used to you getting swept.
Teams get old.
You get old.
We watched
their team is not old though. We can't say that though.
Who?
The person might be older. Their team should still be getting a game.
The dudes that won all them chips are getting old. Draymond, Steph, Clay, they're getting old. And then the players that they accumulated ain't the same type of players that they got 10 years ago.
Well, I won't say that. I won't say that about the Warriors. I do think Draymond missed 20-plus games. The Warriors could have been in the playoffs. So their situation is a total different. They don't have no other team has a key player that is, definitely needed for their team to be successful, missing 20-plus games for dumb shit. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So there's a little different. The Lakers should get one game. I don't give a fuck what you say. Like LeBron James, if you want to put LeBron James in the GOAT conversation, there's no way possible you get swept 2 years in a row. They're the same team. There's no way possible. Nobody can bring up any discussion with GOAT talk and this man gets swept 2 years in a row by the same team. And you was, especially this year when you was up every game by double digits. KD, I don't like the Suns, period. I didn't like the coach selection. I don't like the fact they don't have a point guard.
Nope.
So KD is not a KD can't hoop. They don't have a good flow.
A fundamental.
It looks so disorganized. And Devin Booker ain't never looked this terrible. That shows you if they had a Chris Paul there, right?
Man.
If they would have kept Chris Paul, which he might go back, if they would have kept Chris Paul, I guarantee you Kevin Durant and Devin Booker would have had a great season and they would not be struggling. They look so terrible where to get the ball, where to put the ball at, when to go one-on-one, when to do this. They don't ball handle good, so they turn it over at the top of the key, and they're going against the T-Wolves, the number one defensive team in the NBA.
Yeah, it's looking bad.
I think they're going to get swept. The third game is pivotal. When you get back home and you done got blown out or you done just got your ass whooped, you know what I'm saying? That third game is pivotal. You normally got to bounce back in front of your fans and be like, hey, we ain't going out without a fight at least. Yeah, y'all just getting beat the fuck up right now. And that's what's sad to see. See LeBron and KD just getting whooped. Not even like fighting back. If they ain't had a 40, 50-point game, normally when you see them losing, you be like, damn, but KD was balling though. KD had 45. He put up 45, something like that. These dudes is having 20, 22 and losing. Sign of the times.
And plus two, man, they also OGs and they know their teams are not good enough.
I can't say that with the Lakers. I think they just run into a buzzsaw. They don't match up well with the Nuggets. I won't say their team, because if they played anybody else, if they were playing the T-Wolves, if they were playing the Thunder, if they was playing various other ones in the West, I think we were talking about a different story because AD is that dude. It's not like you don't have two top all-star, superstar. You want to call AD which one, right? We know what LeBron James is. You can say superstar, all-star, AD, but you have two of top 10 NBA players on your team. And AD, when he's on his game, defensively and offensively, he can change how you play. You won't go in that paint. You got to find somebody on the double because he can kill when he's on his game. I just think the Lakers do not match up well with the Denver Nuggets. They don't. And they should have probably ducked them. I know that's sad to say, but they probably should have ducked them and lost that game. That game they could have lost and played in the play-in and come up the other way. Because it's like the Pelicans, I think the Pelicans got a sucky-ass deal without Zion.
Yeah.
I would love to see what Zion could have did against the Thunder, but they going out. They going to probably get swept too. I don't see them bouncing back. I just don't see that flow against the Thunder. You know what I'm saying? Who else we got?
Hey, Miami, Boston. I mean,
that game's today.
Yeah.
But see, one team who can pull upsets out of any time is Miami, because their coach and their history and their way of things, the way they do things, the way Miami do things, they say next man up. You know, they say that's a saying.
Nah,
they have the true mentality, next man up. Jimmy Butler got hurt. Okay, somebody needs to step up. And I think it's that Hami Hawkes, whatever his name is.
Yeah, I like that.
And he, come in, do exactly what Jimmy do. And another thing is they pick these type of players. You know what I'm saying? So that's ownership who are looking at these players like, we need a player with a certain mentality, a certain characteristic, a certain grit to be a part of Miami Heat. Not just the best player available, the best player available for Miami style. Man. That's why they always in. But I do think the Celtics get their shit together.
Yeah, they should.
They should get their shit together. But one thing about the Celtics is I have to agree with Stephen A. Smith. The coach now is not the same coach as the coach from the Rockets.
Yeah, Ume.
Because you can just tell the defensive philosophies and the way to play, he would get on them when they just wanted to chuck up threes and play superhero ball. This coach is kind of let them do what they do. Boston Celtics take so many damn threes. Me and Kellen was watching the game last week, and I was like, dude, it was like 10 possessions in a row. It was a three-pointer out of it.
Nah.
And I get that it's a new NBA, but when you got Jason Tatum, Jaylen Brown, Porzingis, and all them people, and I ain't even talking about Drew Holiday or White, you know what I'm saying? Various others that can go to the hole and get points in the paint. Come on now. The only one who should be really taking threes like that because he's older is Al Horford. The rest of y'all should be in the paint and taking less threes. Driving, getting fouls.
Lane, something.
And so I think it's coaching that they're not reaching their full potential. But we'll see. It's early. Is there anybody else that we missed? Cleveland and Magic. I think that series probably be over. I think the Magic just some young folks, you know what I'm saying, deers in the headlight and never been to the playoffs like that. This young team.
Both of them young teams.
Not really. Cleveland been in the battle. Like they've been there and they got battle-tested people. Yeah. No, they got battle-tested people. Donovan Mitchell been in some battles. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? And Darius Garland was in a battle. You know what I'm saying? So they've been this Magic, you know what I'm saying, with Ben Sherrill, you know what I'm saying? They Wagner and all them, they ain't been in no playoffs.
Yeah, this they first.
So, you know, I think Cleveland will come out of that, you know what I'm saying? So, you know, NBA playoffs being good, though. I definitely seen some great-ass games. They had that one game with Joel Embiid. Matter of fact, that's the other game.
With the eyes.
The 76ers and the Knicks series.
Man.
You know what I'm saying? You got Joel Embiid walking around like the Walking Dead damn near and got 50 points the other game. That's heart. That's what I'm talking about. You got to have heart and you just got to push yourself to limits when it's in the playoffs and whatnot. And
push it to the limit.
Hey. And then I got to talk about just the double that game when the Denver Nuggets won against the Lakers the second game when Murray hit that shot.
Oh, that shot, yeah.
And boy hit a shot, you know what I'm saying, Dante Vincenzo, you know what I'm saying, for the Knicks. It was back-to-back, so that was great basketball. Yeah. So if you're a basketball fan, that was an unbelievable night. And that's pretty much like what's on the table. You ain't got anything else?
Nah, I ain't got nothing.
Like I said, sometimes, you know what I'm saying, we just gonna give y'all the little bullshit that we be doing. We just chat it up, you know what I'm saying, small things going on in the world. And sometimes it might be a major show, but no matter what, it's going to be a show. It's going to be entertaining, and it's going to be something new to make you think about something. So we're going to go ahead. Weather's kind of weird. I want to say shout out to, you know, people in Iowa, and I forget where else. You know, they had tornadoes and stuff like that. So hopefully nobody took too many losses, home or life, you know, there. So it's Midwest, and we're in spring, and it goes wild, and the weather's really, really unpredictable, more than years prior. So y'all be careful out there, and we'll see y'all in the next one. Yup.